Yes, here we are. George, Burt, you wonderful man.
Wow.
How are you?
Okay. Fine. Yeah, not too bad.
You sort of froze there for a second. I thought you were deep in thought, or maybe it was just the internet.
I think it was just the internet, Tom.
Can you recall having a pause? And yeah, I think it was the internet. I don't think you had a thought.
No thoughts at all. No, I'll leave that to the machines. Machines.
And where are you, George?
The machines will be having all our thoughts pretty soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it will be like everything else in this world. It'll be both good and bad.
Okay, that's very wise, George.
Yeah, thanks very much. It's hard-won maturity.
Where are you in the world?
In physical world, I'm in Glasgow. I lived in Falkirk all my life up until 2 years ago, and then we bought this flat in Glasgow. Just at the time that the Hypnotist Centre of Scotland all moved to Falkirk. Do
you think that you leave Falkirk?
John Burgess is in Falkirk now. He's got a flat right in the middle of the town. And Sime Wu, the lovely cello player, she's in Falkirk.
Right.
Yeah, it's all happening. Yeah.
So the hypnotist quotient went up because John and what's the name of the cellist?
Sime Wu.
Sime and John moved to Falkirk. The hypnotist quotient went up.
Yes.
You leaving, did that elevate the hypnotist quotient because you weren't there anymore?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And
presumably Glasgow suffered as a result.
Yeah. Glasgow's fine though. Glasgow's made me very welcome. It's great. I'm living not far from Raymond MacDonald, and the street I'm in, it seems to be full of guitar players. I see all kinds of people going in and out with guitars all the time. And there's an amateur orchestra rehearses in the church hall on a Tuesday evening up there. So I'm thinking about getting my whole double bass out. And I'm a bit like you in the trombone, Tom. I own a double bass. So I think it's time.
Right.
Yeah. So
I know I haven't been playing my trombone at all. So I want to give it away to somebody that, a young person that needs one.
Yeah.
You said in the physical world, I'm in Glasgow. So where are you in other worlds?
Good question. I'm mentally. I'm working on the remains of a project. We went to New York, upstate New York last year. We got some funding from Edinburgh University and from Scottish Arts Council, Scottish Creative Scotland, and that was enough to pay us to go to Saugerties in New York, just down the road from Woodstock, and play with Marilyn Crispell and a wonderful percussionist called Doug James. Do you know him?
No.
He played in a few Reggie Workman records, and he's played with Marilyn a lot. But his main thing was he's a publicity man, and he was a publicity for Blood, Sweat and Tears, I think. And
okay.
he's a really great percussionist, really, really good. So we played with him and Marilyn and Raymond and me. And we also had Joe Ganter, the artist, and an artist called Melinda Stickney Gibson. And we kind of developed, this thing that everybody does with graphic scores. Everybody's doing graphic scores. So we
well, not everybody. But it's definitely a fashion, isn't it?
Definitely
it's
a thing.
Definitely in fashion.
So we were trying to take the process a bit further and create, stuff that could go in the walls of a gallery, and we could play the music at the same time. So it would be the same thing. the same piece of art. So I'm trying to put this. Can you see this? I've just made this CD of stuff that came from that project. So
can you send me that? Can you send me any of these pictures?
Yeah, I could do. Yeah.
That'd be great. I mean, I did get a nice view of that, but it was a little bit blurry. So, but it was kind of artistic the way it was blurry.
Yeah,
you know.
But you want
and were
something?
Were you all making the art, or just the two artists?
No, we were all making the art. Yeah, though my art was very primitive and was confined to a few cartoons. But we all joined in making big. Well, there was two things happened. There was one, we started off in this gallery, quite a conventional gallery, with the white walls and the hardwood floor and all that stuff. But the woman that ran the place is a fabulous woman called Jen, who owns this place. She said she just bought an old 5 and dime store, like Woolworths is the equivalent.
Yes.
Woolworths is one, or Wilco, one of those. And she just bought this thing on Main Street, and it's like everywhere else. The high street's kind of dying, so these old streets, stores were going out of business. So she bought this thing, and she's going to make it into a kind of artist's, sort of, you could go in there and buy rugs or little cards or ceramics, things like that. There would be different stalls round about. But in the States, she just bought it, so it was just an empty shell. So I'll send you pictures of this. But we got the run of this place. It was huge. It was like an old Woolworths or something. And we got the run of this place to put whatever we wanted on the walls. And we made a kind of, Raymond made this kind of construction in the middle with Melinda. Huge big thing. And we had concerts. We had 2 concerts in there and 3 concerts in the conventional gallery. We were there for a month. Part of the time Joe and I were down with COVID, so it cut down the whole working process to about a week. But it was fascinating. Yeah, it was good fun.
And were you doing stuff like every day, all day, as a group?
Yeah.
Or was it?
Yeah, that was Once we got out of the COVID restrictions, we were locked up in this house for 10 days. But once we got out of the COVID, we were there all day, every day. Yeah, it was amazing. And then the occasional walk down to the Hudson River.
That sounds kind of intense.
It's great, it was really good fun. But that was last year, and I think so. It's just getting to the stage where I've got some of the recordings and the artwork together. I've got to put that in, and that's got to be our evidence. And that's the project tied up as far as I'm concerned. What we're going to do next,
Could people hear it? Could people hear the music anywhere online?
Yeah, I'm just going to release it. I was going to do it in Bandcamp, but I don't know what's Bandcamp. But in a couple of weeks' time, I'll release that and try and get reviews and so on, and put the CD at gigs and things.
I've got a question which I probably should have asked first.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't, because I've got a question, which is: are you a jazz musician?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I would. Joe and myself we're going to the Queen's Hall tonight on Sunday. We're going to see Fairport Convention. That was That was my first love. When I first heard Fairport Convention back when I was a teenager, I thought this is fab. That's what I really love. And that and Pentangle. Do you remember Pentangle? Danny Thompson.
Is that a folky thing?
Yeah. Danny Thompson on bass. And Jackie McShee, Bert Jansch, and John Renborn. Those were the guys I really, when I was coming up, really loved. And then got into things like John Martin and that kind of got in the back door, because John Martin played with some of the Brit jazz people, Neil Ardley and Dick Hextall Smith and all that. So that's how I got into playing jazz. And I played jazz. I was in a Dixieland band for about 10 years, and I played a lot. And we both know Bill Wells, and Bill lived in Falkirk at that time. And I used to go around to Bill for a week, a play every week, and we played jazz, and we did the odd gig in Falkirk. It was like free. It was like going to music college, going around to Bill's, just learning stuff. That's how I learned, really. I've got this band. Well, it's kind of on and off with Raymond McDonald. That partnership's been going for years, and that was a jazz band, a kind of jazz pop band, really, with free bits in it. And the free bits gradually took over and over and over, and we got the Glasgow Improvisers Orchestra out of that. Or no, that was one of the roots of the Glasgow Improviser Orchestra. And
so here's the question.
Yeah. I'm a jazz musician.
Well, no, I think you're answering that question, but if there's the free bits, are they jazz or are they something else? So the Glasgow Improvisers Orchestra, is that jazz, for example?
No, and it's becoming less jazz.
That feels us.
It's becoming less jazz. There's fewer and fewer saxophone players. It used to be all saxophone players and trumpeters. Those old people are fading out now, and there's a whole new raft of young people coming in who have nothing to do with jazz or think of jazz as, I don't know, some kind of disease or something. I was, Carla Bley, died last week, and I was reading the interviews by her, that I've read many times before, I suppose. But she was involved in players like Pharoah Saunders and Gato Barbieri and that kind of very free thing. And her thing was, just writing these little bits that would just ground it for a bit. These little fragments, little. That was how she talked about composing for these people, was making little bits, that would just focus it into a direction, and then it would go off again. It was very, very, very fruitful, that.
Yeah, she's wonderful, and it's very sad that she's died. Yeah. I listen to her music a lot, and we're actually going to play a night of Carla Bley's music.
Brilliant!
The Playtime after your one with Helena Kay. So
that'd be great. I look forward to that. That's
there's a couple of great Carla Bley stories. One is did you hear the one about she started composing? She was married to Paul Bley, the pianist.
Yeah.
Who by all accounts was quite off the wall kind of character. And I think he booked her. It was either a gig or a studio session.
Yeah.
Didn't ask her permission or tell her, and then locked her in a room and said, "You've got to write 10 tunes by tomorrow."
Yeah.
Because you're going into the studio, or I can't remember which one it was. It was either a gig or a studio thing.
Yeah.
And he locked her in a room and told her she had to write 10 tunes.
That's amazing. She did. Yeah, she did.
And that's how she started composing.
Yeah, that's extraordinary. I tried to do that to myself the other week. There, I had a recording session booked, and I thought, that's great. It's in 4 days. I'll write 8 pieces. It'd be great. Came out with 2.5, and one of them was rubbish. So we just put 1.5 things and played the rest of it free. But we'll get that.
So, we're really looking we're really, really looking forward to you coming to play with us in a couple of weeks' time, George. And I think it's the 14th of November. You're coming.
16th?
16th of November. 16th. Sorry.
I'll be there the 14th.
Before you go, is there anything? We've talked about this new album's coming out, so hopefully you're going to get me. You might get me something, a link I can put up, but if not, I'll I'll put up the link in another podcast when it's there.
Okay.
And is there anything else you want to talk about? Any gigs coming up? Anything you want to direct people towards?
The only thing really is the Glasgow Improvised Orchestra was lost its funding for this year. I didn't know that. Yeah, we were applying for some, to put on our festival and get some guests over and so on. But it was turned down by Creative Scotland. Fair enough. There's all kinds of pressures on. We all know what they are. So it's kind of the festival, the GeoFest that normally happens at the end of November isn't going to happen now. But there will be a 2-day event around about the same time, end of November, 24th, 25th, I think it is, whatever the Friday and Saturday that is. It'll be Geo itself and a couple of guests, and we'll be doing new music, but it won't be GeoFest as such, because we were originally going to have George Lewis from America and some other musicians from the ICE ensemble, but that's not going to happen now. Hopefully in the new year, we'll get that going again. But so it's not GeoFest this year. It's Gallus Disruptors is the name of the event.
Gallus Disruptors, I love that name.
Gallus, yeah, me too.
All right, George. Well, lots of love, man. Love to thank you for coming on, and we're looking forward very much to playing with you a couple of weeks and hearing your new album and all that stuff.
Yeah, that'll be great. Right. Okay, thanks, Tom. Right, see you later, man.